In February 2004, 21-year-old nursing student Maura Murray packed up her things, sent a mysterious email to her professors, and drove north toward the snowy mountains of New Hampshire. She didn't tell her friends why. She didn't tell her family where she was going. She simply disappeared into the cold winter landscape. Hours later, on a quiet rural road near Haverhill, her car was found crashed into a snowbank. The engine was still warm. The doors were locked. Her belongings were inside, but Maura was gone. At first, the locals thought she'd simply wandered into the woods, dazed from the accident. But as search teams, helicopters, and dogs swept through the forest, one troubling detail came up again and again: there were no footprints. No tracks leading away from the vehicle. No signs of struggle. No clues pointing to what direction she went. It was as if she had vanished into thin air. The timeline only deepened the mystery. A school bus driver had stopped to help her minutes after the crash. He said Maura insisted she was fine and didn't need assistance. But by the time police arrived, she had disappeared. The window of time was shockingly small, no more than 7 minutes. 7 minutes to vanish without a trace. Investigators started digging into her life before the crash. They found worrying signs. In the days leading up to her disappearance, Maura cried at work after receiving a phone call she never explained. She researched directions to the White Mountains, booked a hotel she never checked into, and withdrew money from her bank account before driving north alone. Why? No one knows. Some believe she planned to start over somewhere new, leaving behind the pressure of school and personal problems. Others think she may have run toward someone she trusted. And then there's the darkest theory, that Maura was abducted shortly after her crash, taken by someone driving through that lonely stretch of road. But with no footprints, no witnesses, and no body, the truth remains elusive. The case soon exploded into one of the first major internet mysteries. Online communities, amateur detectives, and true crime investigators began analyzing every detail. Videos were made, timelines drawn, theories debated. But despite the millions of people following the case, the real answers never came. Year after year, her family returned to the site of the crash, placing flowers in the snow and begging for any new information. For them, the pain never stopped. The road, the woods, the cold winter air, all became symbols of a question that no one could answer: what happened to Maura Murray? More than 20 years later, her disappearance remains one of America's most haunting missing person cases. No suspects. No final sighting. No trace of her has ever been found. Just a car, a crash, and a young woman who walked into the darkness of a New Hampshire night, and was never seen again.